But let's continue on. We have other news that we have to talk about. And a news segment this week would not be complete if we didn't talk about Elon Musk securing finances to actually buy Twitter. Let's talk about that. So amid conflicting reports of massive numbers of deactivated Twitter accounts and Elon Musk jokingly that he thinks that buying Coca-Cola to, quote, put cocaine back in it, there's still speculation on the deal won't close. Let's do a quick update on there. So Twitter's shares stood at $49.18, up 1.1% from Wednesday, but well below the asking price of $54.20 that Musk had offered to buy Twitter. Shares are still also below their level Monday when the deal was announced. Scott Kessler, analyst at Third Bridge, said the gap between Twitter's stock price and that in the agreement reflected lingering questions surrounding the takeover agreement, which is expected to close later this year. Quote, "There are still a lot of uncertainties about the deal," Kessler told the Associated Press. What we've seen in the past month came together so quickly and so unexpectedly that people are bracing themselves for a possibility that the deal might not close. In its earnings Thursday, Twitter said that Musk's transaction is expected to close in around 2022, following customary closing conditions. But some prominent voices have expressed doubts that a deal will be completed for a variety of reasons, including questions about the financing and concerns that Twitter would distract Musk from running Tesla. Now, a Reuters Breaking Views column was headlined, "Elon Musk probably won't buy Twitter," while New York University's marketing professor Scott Galloway linked the Twitter-Musk agreement to an option for the Tesla CEO to buy that. "I don't believe Musk will exercise it." Musk has not specified how he will raise the cash for his portion of that deal. While listed as the world's richest person on Forbes, Musk's wealth is believed to be largely from Tesla stocks, meaning he would likely have to sell billions of dollars of the electric car maker to electric car maker stocks to finance the package. And the financing plan with the banking consortium is also based on billions of dollars worth of Musk's Tesla shares and are used as collateral, according to the Wall Street Journal. Now, the breakup fee for this deal is $1 billion. Tesla shares have fallen about 13% since Friday before Twitter shifted its position and welcomed the deal. Now, it should be noted that Tesla's stock has been volatile in the past, dropping as much as 10% in 2016 as well. So it was continuing on, though. It was reported earlier today that Musk lost a bid to get out of an agreement made with regulators requiring oversight of his tweets about his car firm. The settlement was made after he tweeted he had, quote-unquote, funding secured to potentially take Tesla private despite a deal not being closed. The Securities and Exchange Commission accused Mr. Musk of misleading investors with the 2018 tweet, which caused Tesla shares price to fluctuate. Now, Musk lawyers argued that the SEC's pursuit of him crossed the line into harassment and interfered with his right to free speech. U.S. District Judge Louis Lehman rejected these arguments, as well as Mr. Musk's request to stop a separate SEC investigation into tweets he posted last year regarding the sale of some of his Tesla stock. Now, the agreement in 2018 required Musk and Tesla to pay $20 million, each in civil fines for him to step down as chairman of the electric car maker. It also required Mr. Musk to obtain approval from Tesla's lawyers for tweets and other public statements about the company. The SEC's probe is about tweets Mr. Musk posted last November 6, asking his more than 80 million Twitter followers whether he should sell 10% of his stake in Tesla. A majority of those who voted in the polls said he should sell the stake, and Mr. Musk has since sold more than $16 billion worth of Tesla shares. Tesla share prices fell in the wake of the poll, and the SEC is investigating whether those tweets were cleared by Tesla's lawyers before they were posted, because he went into this agreement about tweeting about Tesla because of his violation of Securities and Exchange Commission guidelines. Because that deal exists, that's why they're being investigated. Had this deal not been in place, this wouldn't have violated SEC guidelines, because even though he's the majority shareholder of Tesla, simply asking whether or not he should sell them would be within free speech. Continuing on, there's also talk of Twitter users fleeing the bird for other platforms, including Truth Social, an open source platform called Mastodon and Discord. Oh, by the way, though, Donald Trump has said that he will not return to Twitter and will instead stay with Truth Social, though he has not yet to participate there. So we need to talk a little bit about this Elon Musk deal. First, let me eat some crow. I was wrong. This isn't just a giant troll, or if it is, it's a very costly giant troll because it's going to cost him $1 billion to withdraw from the deal. So very costly and not good at all. So you have that. So Make Hoopla, I apologize for being wrong in my estimation. He is still trolling, though. He is still trolling, and that needs to be acknowledged. But this deal itself doesn't look like to be just trolling. We also need to talk about what might happen to Twitter after Musk's deal goes through entirely. Musk has said that Twitter can be a platform for free speech, the best free speech platform on the planet, but it has to be privately owned in order to do so. He's probably not wrong there if the goal is to make Twitter into 4chan Lite. And by 4chan Lite, I mean essentially getting rid of all toss about anything involving bigotry, violence, hate speech, etc. And making it a free-for-all. He's probably right about that, because when you're a publicly traded company, you have a fiduciary obligation to your shareholders, and your shareholders are going to be queasy about anything that might put the platform into jeopardy, and that includes not doing anything at all to assuage users about issues revolving harassment campaigns, death threats, being bigotry, etc. Twitter, for its part, prior to the Musk deal, had actually been one of the best social media platforms when it came to explaining why people were banned. Where Twitter might have run afoul, though, is with banning news, or with suspending and banning suspending conservative news organizations for breaking its terms of service, and banning large conservative accounts for its terms of services and announcing them. To show parity, Twitter would have to ban also left-leaning accounts that have also violated the TOS. The difference, though, is that no left-wing media organization, to my knowledge, not saying it didn't happen, but I haven't seen any, to my knowledge, has broken TOS in the way that, say, the New York Post has, or the Babylon Bee, etc. Right? Now, leftists on Twitter get banned all the time, but the leftists on Twitter aren't large leftist generators. They're not large content creators. Whereas the conservative media outlets, the conservative media personalities, are largely have large followings. So if there's a ban on a person for saying, like, I don't know, death to Israel or something like that, and if this gets me banned, I'm going to be so pissed, but whatever. If somebody is banned on Twitter for saying that, chances are they don't have like 1 million followers. They probably have like several hundred, right? And even if you have large platforms, larger platforms like, say, the Gavel Institute, PragerU for leftists. God, I hate the organization so much. It's shit. It's just shit. It's shit like PragerU is shit. When people said, hey, we need a PragerU for left, we didn't mean literally. We meant with production quality. It's got the production quality down, but they took that literally and make lies just like PragerU does. And no one buys it. No one buys it. That's the difference. Like, you can't do that with left liberal politics, people. You have to say things that are true. So, yeah, there is a problem with that. And so there wasn't any look of parity between the two, especially after the Babylon Bee got banned for its transphobia, which so Twitter was very clear about what transphobia is. They considered misgendering to be transphobia. The Babylon Bee posting that article about, the name just escaped me. So, Babylon Bee transphobia. I got to look up the person's name because I really don't want to mess her name up. So her name is Rachel Levine, Biden's appointed transgender health secretary, as quote unquote man of the year. So this falls into what Twitter considers to be transphobia, and it is banned the Babylon Bee for it. And when they did that, that I believe is actually what was the impetus to get people to get Musk honestly to want to buy Twitter. I think it was after that. There's also other things though, banning the New York Post or suspending New York Post and quote unquote shadow banning any discussion of the articles. They did that for like a day or two because of hacked information, which is violation of Twitter's TOS. But to say that the information was entirely suppressed, no, it was all over the place. Even on Twitter, people were talking about it. They were saying the same thing about the supposed person that revealed the Trump tapes that got Trump impeached on that as well. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that goes on with that. And I think that that is what we're going to see. So, but Musk has also said that we need to verify all human accounts. And in other tweets, he has said that he wants to make it easier for people to become verified, with the hopes of, if a person is verified, people will be more likely to believe their information and therefore be able to, for themselves, suss out true information from false information by making accounts with a check mark verified actual human beings and therefore more credible. I don't know if that would actually do anything, but we'll see. I have been saying for months now, and you can go onto Twitter. Again, our Twitter is... Oh, that's not Twitter. Join the Discord, though. That was the wrong button. Join our Discord. But you can go to our Twitter, crowdsource poll, and you can see where I said that I believe that the internet should probably have a real ID kind of system to access it. People have called me crazy and all this other things, but I think there's too many political actors and bad faith actors on the internet that are able to mask and hide themselves under pseudonymity or anonymity. And I just don't think that that should be really allowed anymore. I think that people to use social media to make it better, to make it less pernicious, toxic, etc., should have to verify who they are. This isn't to say, right? This isn't to say that you need to have your real name associated with all your accounts, but it is to say that every single account should be actually tied to a real person. Do you understand what I mean? Like, you know, like how if you're on Facebook, right, and you try to set up a business page, you have to give Facebook a copy of your government license. Maybe something like that should be done for all social media. This isn't to say that, you know, they need to store it in a database somewhere or that everybody needs to have it, but it would make it to where if your one account is banned, then all your accounts are banned, and you wouldn't be able to sign up again with another fake account because you would have it associated with your ID. I think that is something that would actually be pretty good. Tell me if you don't like that or whatever. I just think it would be better. And Elon Musk, given his tweets, seems to agree that it would be better. So if he does that and then takes Twitter's toss back to pre-2016, we'll say, shout out to Joe who said Twitter 2015, circa 2015 rules. It might not be as bad as everybody is afraid of, but if it doesn't actually do anything to address harassment campaigns or address bigotry or anything like that, more people are going, in my opinion, more people will leave the platform because lots of people don't actually want to deal with any of that. Dogs knocked my light down. Anyways, sorry about that, everybody. So, yeah, I do believe that that's what we're going to see. We're going to see more people leave the platform if steps aren't taken to address those things. Because simply relying on people themselves to use a block button to block people doesn't work at scale. We have too much of a problem with scale to allow it to be self-policed in that way. because you can block one person and then they're coming back with another fake account, or they're just going to get their buddy to do the same thing. And when the harassment campaigns start, they don't stop until people get tired of participating in them. And we see that with things like Libs of TikTok and other groups where, you know, Myopolopolis, etc., have actually ran people off the platform by encouraging their supporters to go and harass another person. And it's just not tenable. So people won't deal with it. And that's where I'm going to stay with that.